In this video we are going to take a look at a very special new limited run of the Wayfarer 247. So I have quite a few Wayfarers, but I have none like this. And that is also why I want to make this video kind of fast, because I'm not sure how many videos there are out there showing this new run. And it's quite an interesting one at that. So let's get right into the action and start by doing an unboxing. This is going to be your typical Olamic custom or Olamic cutlery pouch. Nothing new there. But as soon as we open it up, you will notice a couple of things that makes this Wayfarer kind of special. So, for people that are experienced with Wayfarer 247, they will right away notice at least two things, or three. They might first notice that the shelf side here of the folder is in carbon fiber, entirely carbon fiber. That is not something that we have seen before. Second, they might notice this, the thumb stud. We have not really seen a Wayfarer with a thumb stud option before. And third, people will probably notice right away that, hey, what kind of blade design, blade shape is that? And this is one of many new blade shapes. This is called the cutlass. So that is, a few new design choices that I think people will find to be quite interesting and quite stylish and functional as well. So let's take a quick look here at authenticity, the certificate of authenticity as well here. And yeah, of course you do get this tool to adjust the pivot. So what we can see here is indeed the Wayfarer 247 CF carbon fiber. Opening this up, we reveal some other interesting details. So we have the blade shape. It's called a cutlass. And like I mentioned, there are many new blade shapes, such as the Bowie, the Mufflon, there are like three more that I can't remember the name of right away, but there are quite a few interesting blade shapes, and I'm thinking that they are still introducing some new ones as well. We have a flat grind, we have CPM S90V. I'm not sure we have seen that before on a Wayfarer as well. Olamic has started using a lot of CPM S90V recently, especially for the bolster lock whippersnappers, which I will make a video of as well shortly. But it is a really interesting and high, premium steel. The finish is satin. And if we move over here, we see that the non-shove side or the pocket clip side is going to be stonewashed titanium. Here we see the fat carbon 12K twill blasted carbon fiber and AC drain. Backspacer is titanium, dark blast. Pocket clip and hardware is going to be titanium as well. So we have, a few interesting things here to delve into. Let's see here. Let's put this away for now. So this is what the Wayfarer carbon fiber cutlass looks like in its closed position out of the box. Might as well take a look at the centering, and it is 100% spot on centered. So let's flip it, or maybe I shouldn't flip it open actually. To be honest, I am going to use the flipper tab about 95% of the time when I open up this knife. And I'm going to use the thumb stud the rest of the 5%, because I want a little bit of variation perhaps. But I am a flipper tab guy. That might change, but it's not likely. But since this is a totally new introduced functionality, I feel like we should perhaps start with it just to see if it actually, gets the job done. And it does seem to get the job done. Nice placement. I mean, you can adjust the placement of the thumb stud should you want to. And I mean, it does open nicely. And closing action is smooth. So opening up a Wayfarer using a thumb stud, it feels kind of strange in a way. It's like, is this really supposed to be there? But I think it looks kind of nice as well from a pure, design perspective. I've got to say that. Let's try the flipper tab as well now. So, snappy use of the flipper. Yeah, really snappy. I do like both the closing and opening action of this knife. It got this nice, clicking sound, when it totally shuts. Like, listen to this. I like that. So let's perhaps take a look at some of the specs and other design choices here. We can start with some general design choices, I guess. I mean, overall, the design is, that of a Wayfarer, regular Wayfarer, in terms of, proportions and everything. The blade shape is, of course, quite different from what we've seen before, like I said. You got the standard Wayfarer pocket clip here with this little ball thing here, ball bearing. Obviously it is still a frame lock with a pretty solid lockup as well. Not sure how visible that's gonna be here. We've got no blade play whatsoever, no lock stick, and a little bit of jimping here. Could have gone a little bit further perhaps, but it's going to be the same with all Wayfarers, I guess. But it is a nice placement for the thumb here as well. So I mean, in my opinion, the Wayfarer has some great ergonomics. I was originally, when I bought my first Wayfarer way back, my biggest fear was that my hands were going to be too large for it to be a comfortable, knife in my hand. But truth be told, it fits my hand like a glove. So I wear size 10 gloves, fairly large hands. Placing the Wayfarer looks like this. It gives me, I mean, there's not a lot of space over. I mean, you could of course place your hand down here as well. It's not like this transition here is uncomfortable in any way. It's nicely rounded and smooth. But I really want this, this grip, and it just works fine. It just, it melts into my hand. But I can't talk about, people with a lot larger hands than me, but this just does it for me. Great ergos, really great ergos. Reverse grip for those interested. Not that a lot of you guys use the knife in a reverse grip, but it does feel great in a reverse grip as well. So now we have covered that aspect. So we have this could look a little bit like a finger choil, more like somewhere in between a finger choil and a sharpening choil. Placing my finger here, I don't feel, really, really good doing that. I mean, I obviously won't cut myself much, but it's not, optimal. Yeah, I mean, I can do it, but it is not, not optimal, to put it like that. If you got a bit smaller fingers, then you can definitely use it as like a full finger choil. And I mean, with the thumb grip like this, especially on the cutlass version, it feels quite good. With this finger, this is still tight of course, but the overall finger placement. And yeah, I mean, cutlass design, it's in the name. We've got, some nice swedge grinds. Let's see, better if I hold the knife in the camera. Got some really nice swedge grinds going on here, a bit of a, like almost harpoonish, then into a deep swedge, down to a not too thin of a tip. I mean, it's a very aesthetically pleasing blade design, but it's also, functional, a practical blade design. Got a bit of, width or height to the blade as well. I like it a lot. Obviously, since I picked this one as my first Wayfarer carbon fiber folder. So let's talk a little bit about the actual specs here, perhaps. So we've got a total length here of 207 millimeters, so 20.7 centimeters. We've got a blade length of 85 millimeters, and regardless of which blade design you go with, those specs will be the same. The total length, the overall length, and the blade length, and of course also the blade thickness, which is 3.6 millimeters. It can be shown, easily up here, the full thickness. But like I said, it goes kind of fast into this swedge grind. So the full thickness is only, like this part of the blade. The close length, is 122 millimeters in close length, so 12.2 centimeters. So I would say that this is a medium-sized knife, much like the regular Wayfarer. The weight of the knife is, the weight of the knife will vary a bit depending on blade shape, I guess, since some blades have a bit more steel to them. But this is a fairly light knife regardless. This one is 116 grams, and it is of course a lighter knife due to or thanks to the carbon fiber. So let's see the balance point here. The balance point is right here at the finger groove. And if I fail to mention that, some people might say, yeah, knives or folders or fixed blades with heavily pronounced finger grooves. That might be a concern from an ergonomical standpoint. But to me, like I said, this just it just fits my fingers really well. But once again, this isn't really sharp, and even if I had like thicker fingers or thinner fingers, I do not think it would be an issue. Actually, it just plain works, this handle. So, did I miss any specs? Blade steel, CPM S90B, we already went over that. We talked about the thumb stud. Backspacer, this one has a dark blast titanium backspacer. The interesting thing here with these carbon fiber version is that there's going to be a lot of, there's always a lot of variety to Olamic cutlery folders. That's the whole idea of it. But you will probably see quite a few different versions in different stores, and on Olamic's homepage you can actually use like a special computer program to pick different design options and essentially like build your knife completely, and there are thousands of different variations, which is actually kind of cool, I think. But I picked up mine from Lamnia because it was convenient for me and they had what I wanted. So yeah, that is it for the specs. Maybe we should actually try this out a little bit, like a sharpness test or something, since I tend to do that with most of my knife reviews. But overall, this feels like a winner to me. I really like the looks of it, I like the feel of it. It's nice to see something, an old model that you like, but in a new how should I say, a semi-brand new design. So let's do some sharpening tests. I think I accidentally said that we were gonna do some sharpening tests of the knife. That we are not gonna do. We're gonna do some sharpness tests, however. I will say though that if we were to do a sharpening test, it would quickly reveal that CPM S90V is quite a hard steel and that it requires a bit of an effort to sharpen. So I would recommend you to maintain the edge and never let it dull completely, because S90V is one of the tougher steels, in my humble opinion, to work with. So anyways, let's take a look here at what we're gonna cut for types of paper. We're gonna go with regular printing paper, we're gonna go with magazine paper, and we're gonna go with newspaper. It really is, my regular setup for any and all of my videos. And we're gonna start with the printing paper. All the different papers have different properties, making it for, good variation and different, sharpness experiences. So, printing paper first. And I expect this knife to be sharp because I've said this many times before. Olamic is one of the companies that provide the best sharpness, factory sharpness edge out of the box. This is no exception. So this is quite a nice paper slicing experience. Let's go like this now. Yeah, I could do this, for quite some time, but we have other types of paper to cut as well. But as you can see, it will slice printing paper totally effortless. Really, really nice. So let's continue with the magazine paper next. So this paper type is a bit different. It's slightly thinner, more laminated of sorts. So it makes for a different cutting experience or slicing experience. Yeah, I mean, it will obviously cut magazine paper quite nicely, I would say. Yeah. Yeah, really nice slicing of the magazine paper. So then we try the newspaper as the finale of the paper slicing. Regular newspaper, I think most people know what this feels like and how it works. So let's try this out. Oh man. I mean, it cuts through the newspaper like a knife through hot butter. Let's see, let's go with one more page here as well. But this is one sharp knife, believe me. Oh man. Super clean cuts. I mean, yeah. This is a very sharp blade. very sharp. I'm gonna do some quick cutting here of paracord, as well as some cutting or slicing of leather. We're gonna start with the paracord, however. So let's do like one fast, test cut here, cutting through just one string of paracord. So yeah, that was not much of an effort. So let's place the knife here, and I will set up a few extra strings that we can cut through. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strings of paracord. This could potentially be a bit more of a challenge than just cutting through one single cord. So let's give this a go. And we cut them through completely, all of them. So I think it's kind of safe to say that this knife can cut cord nicely. Let's go with the leather next. So we've got a few different pieces. I'm gonna actually try to do something. Usually I just pierce through and cut it. I want to do something else to begin with. I want to try to cut it like this. I mean, it is super soft, but yeah, let's see. Yeah, this is a sharp knife. No doubt, when you can do these sorts of cut like this. Let's see. Not that many knives that will cut leather in this particular way that I'm doing now, like, when I'm slicing paper even. It's not bad. It's actually pretty impressive, I think. Yeah. Cutting leather like this is actually, it is quite an accomplishment. But we're gonna try the tip as well and pierce through some pieces of leather here and just, yeah, exactly like this. Yeah. Let's do it like this as well. Yeah, I mean, this knife will cut leather and paracord effortless. It has a really, really great edge. I want to say like a really great factory edge, but these knives are not really factory made to begin with. More custom, like in the name. But a sharp knife, no doubt. We know the knife is sharp, right? And it's been some time since I did any, shaving of hair, trying out sharpness. So I do have a bit of hair left here, and I just felt like this could be interesting for the video. So I might be a little bit off camera, but it will be visible when I reach this area. So let's try the edge here, shaving some leg hair. Yeah, I mean, the knife will obviously shave hair. It is sharp. Yeah. Time for some, final thoughts and conclusions. And to put it, quite simple. If you are a fan of the original Wayfarer, if you are a fan of carbon fiber, and you like the new blade designs, then I would say it is a no-brainer. I mean, I know that I am quite the Olamic fanboy. I love my knives from Olamic Cutler. I'm gonna make some special videos in the near future showing my entire Olamic collection and some other special versions that I've picked up in the semi-recent time. But I mean, this really is a nice, functional, versatile, stylish looking folder with great ergos to me and probably to a lot of other people out there. It is a really, really sharp knife, as well as we have come to expect from all knives made by Olamic. The attention to detail is more or less flawless. The grind lines are perfect. If you do not, like carbon fiber very much, then I guess this model might not, speak to you. Then again, there are many different versions of carbon fiber in terms of both patterns, colors, etc. You can get with holes in the handle, without holes, with different, I mean, the configurations are almost endless, I will say as well. So you most likely will be able to find something you like. And I do recommend taking a look at some of the new blade designs as well. I guess there will be a lot of videos popping up on YouTube. There might already be. I haven't really checked, to be honest. But there are some really interesting blade designs, and I could only wish that I had, more blade designs to show in this video, so we could, go over the differences and differences. I mean, there are major different blade designs, so it would just be, more like comparing them. But this is the only one that I own currently. And I will say right away that we are seeing a trend right now in the folder industry where carbon fiber is actually becoming more expensive than titanium, meaning that, full titanium knives are actually cheaper than carbon fiber versions. Quite an interesting thing. I'm not sure when that trend started, but I have noticed it in the last, say, couple of months at least. So, Wayfarer 247 carbon fiber version, cutless. It is a winner to me. It may not look as, exclusive as some of my other Olamics, that I will say, but it still looks nice. It's light and it feels great. Different knives for different occasions, perhaps. I do, however, hope to see these blade designs on other Wayfarer runs that are in full titanium, for example, because I think that this design, as some others, they should be here to stay. But I know that right now, this, the carbon fiber Wayfarer is a limited run of, I'm not sure what was stated on the site, if it was like 700 knives or something like that. But I'm sure that, there will be future runs of the Wayfarer, of course, and perhaps, or hopefully, we will see these new blade designs on future runs as well, or so I hope. I think that's it for this video. So if you like your Wayfarers, if you like carbon fiber and the new blade designs, go for it. If you have yet to get a Wayfarer, this could be a good start if you like what you see. And I like what I see and what I feel. Really, really nice knife. Definitely.